It is Tuesday night, and we are live, bringing you a Homestead Update and just general chat about what went on around here this week. So first off, let's see who we got here. Local Prepper was in here at 3 p.m. But I'm going to give Starla the first in for tonight. Faith K, we got Rose. How you doing? Let's see who else is here. Tamber Smith from Texas showed up. Favorite Terminator from north of the borders here. She's not the only Terminator. There's a second Terminator out there. We're going to talk about her tonight.
Uh-oh.
We got Tiger 545 or 454 in here. Let's see who else. The Rickster's always here. I saw somebody else. I saw a new name. I missed it. Catitude 72 is here.
Welcome.
Okay. So Local Prepper got on and said I needed to do preventive maintenance on the Starlink. And we were having that discussion this afternoon because how long did we lose internet today?
About an hour. It was about the same.
And it was this morning, right?
This afternoon.
Yeah,
it was right when I called you.
And I'll be honest with you, I was a little worried because we had a rain squall roll through right before we came live. And I was like, oh, great, we're going to get knocked off again.
It was like, hey, can you check and see what's going on over in Ukraine and Russia? And maybe,
I was like, no, I'm not gonna. It's been really windy here today, so we may be on borrowed time tonight. We'll find out. Let's see. Brian Griffin showed up. We got Tina Price. That's a new name. Miss Melody. There's another new name.
Nice.
Grateful Hearts Ranch. How you doing? Gregory Crystal. I hope everybody's had a great week. We had a fantastic weekend around here.
Busy.
Last week after the thing, not really much different happened, right? Just taking care of the farm and you freeze drying stuff. Oh, you had tell them about the disappointment of the flea market.
Oh,
She had a flea market this week that she did.
Right. So at the reservation here where Garen works, they get their per cap every 3 months. And so we do a flea market. But some businesses will come in, but most, a lot of people will just bring stuff to just sell and that kind of thing, like a normal flea market. And usually it's really, really good. I heard a lot of different things. And so very, very interesting. The amount of money that was spent, it was not like it usually is. And I've seen it on the decline, which is normal depending on which festival that you're at or which flea market time of month that you're at. It was weird. There was not as many people. A
lot of the conversation revolved around people were getting loans off future per cap. And what the per cap is, the tribe members get dividends from the local casino. And it runs roughly about $1,500 per person in the family. Right. So some of these people live off the per cap, and when they start taking loans off of future per caps, when the per cap comes in, it goes right back into the tribe because the tribe is the one that owns the money. So you were seeing a lot of people that just weren't there because they didn't have the money.
They didn't have the money. And then also there were a lot of people that were saying that now's the time that because they got their money, they're going to pay their next 3 months of rent and then fill up on groceries. So that's just how they do it, and that's how they live. So it is what it is, but very, very interesting. Between the last festival we were at in Missouri and then seeing this flea market, definitely people are getting hit in the economy really, really bad. So I just hope that we're blessed at the next 4 festivals that we're going to be at and the Christmas flea market. So we'll see what happens.
Right. And then she didn't get to partake. We had a homestead work day. Indiana Mike and MMR are building a house. And so we got a whole bunch of people. I posted all those shorts on Saturday as we were working. And it was fantastic. It was such a great experience. I'm not going to lie. I was extremely tired. What are you looking at?
I don't know what's going on. Terminator made a comment.
But, it was great because we had, I don't know, Tag, how many people did we end up having? I saw Tag pop in. I'm trying to think. We probably had 12, 15 people maybe.
Looked like a lot.
And we were setting up the walls, the outside walls of the house. And we almost got done. We got hit by a really bad rainstorm. It rained hard for 15 minutes, and then it hailed. We didn't get much hail up where we were, but just 9 miles south down here, we got what, an inch?
Yeah,
Maybe?
more than that. I mean, it was a lot. It was so bad. I ended up pulling the guardian dog into the laundry room. So
Yeah, so now Fancy, the Great Pyrenees outside dog, thinks she needs to be inside all the time.
she's like, I like it better in there.
Yeah, but we had it was a really good time. There were a lot of good people there. There was a lot of knowledge, a lot of people with construction experience, and it was great seeing all that knowledge being shared. And that's where we found the Kansas Terminator. So we've got the Canadian Terminator and we've got the Kansas Terminator, because Nikki, and there's a short out there, you can go watch her. She was running a nail gun. She had never framed a house before, had never done any of that stuff, and she was a Terminator.
When she sets her mind to something, she does it. Like, I've watched this woman pick up a 350-pound cow. So, it was a calf, but they're still very, very heavy. Mm. And I watched her pick it up, and I was like, holy smoke. Yeah, not somebody I'd want to tangle with, but for sure. She
was a workhorse. Her and Kevin, Applesauce. Her and Applesauce were knocking
walls out.
Oh man, they were killing it. Mm-hmm. They were killing it. And we had breakfast. Sunday afterwards. Yeah. Well, back up a step. So we did not get all the exterior walls up. They got like 90% of the interior walls up and about 80% of the exterior walls, because it rained and knocked us off for about an hour and a half. And then we got banned. Several of us got banned from walking on the decking and on the concrete because they didn't want us to get mud all over the place. It rained just enough to make the top layer of dirt just completely sticky.
Yeah.
So it was. So I tried to.
What's construction without mud?
That's how
that doesn't seem fair.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. MMR was out there. She ran the hose out all the way out to the pad, and she was hosing off the concrete for the garage because they didn't want any mud on it.
That's funny.
Yeah. Let's see. We got Hicktown Honey. How you doing? But yeah. So that's how it was, and I guess they worked Sunday on it after breakfast, but we went to breakfast at one of the local eateries, and that poor Kevin looked like he was beat. He really did.
Everybody kind of looked beat. Yeah.
But it was good. It was a good tired. And then Sunday, it was just a matter of had to get the trailer unloaded and reloaded because we're doing the festival this next weekend. And then remember all the apples a couple of weeks ago that we had sitting on the living room or the kitchen floor? Finally got around to processing those. We got a new fruit grinder.
It's a beast.
Yeah, and it's a beast. And I wasn't keen on processing all those things. We lost about a quarter of them from spoilage. But this new grinder, I can just throw everything in there I just wash them off and throw the stuff in there and grind it up, stem, seeds, and all, and it does what we need it to do. Now I did take 2 5-gallon buckets that I poured and cleaned up really well and got all the soft spots off of, because I'm making 10 gallons of apple wine. In fact, after we're done here, I've got to go put the yeast in it and get it fermenting so we can, before we go on our trip. Hey Chuck, how's it going? What kind is our grinder? You want to go grab it?
Sure.
It's sitting over there. We just got done cleaning it, and at some point I'm gonna do a review on it. I was really happy with it. The only problem with it was my shoulder issues were aggravated, and when I went to the chiropractor yesterday, I was in a lot of pain. So this is the grinder, and it is a Splendor.
Yeah, and there's a model number on it is Zebra Jersey 350-5.
We'll post it
if you're looking for that.
But no, it's just manual. It's got the crank on it, and it's got some really aggressive gear teeth on those gears.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it'll grab small apples, big apples, and just shred them apart. But I ended up grinding how many pounds of apples? 100, 150 maybe.
3 bushels, right?
Yeah, but I'm making the wine, and then I pressed a bunch of apple juice. So I'm gonna turn some of it into cider, and then the rest of it, all the leftovers got fed to the chickens and the goats. They went nuts on Sunday.
Yeah. Did you get the email back about the pots for the sun oven?
For the what?
Pots, the pans for the sun oven?
No, I have not. I don't think they give them anymore.
Okay, so we've got the sun ovens going, and then the issue that the company is having when they come, the stacking pots are separate silver lining, but this is not a problem. They're all going to be back. If you want those particular ones, they're going to be back in stock the beginning of the year, so you'll be able to get them then. They're not very expensive, but you can use regular pots in them, and you'll see that when we're out at Midwest. I use my regular kitchen pots, pans, all that. It'll take up to a 9x13 baking dish without handles and that kind of thing. So I will have those at Midwest. We'll see how many we sell in Tennessee. And then I'll order more the Monday that we get back, and we'll make sure that we're full again.
So Jordan, I'm not a big fan of mead. It's just a little too sweet for me. I just never have gotten a taste for it. And trust me, I've tried.
We've tried.
I've
You
tried.
even made some one time, didn't you?
No, I never made
Somebody else. Oh, Mo must have made it.
No, it was not Mo. Snugs. So do we have a cider press? We have a vintage 1 gallon press.
It might be 1.5.
That is harder than anything to use. So we have been shopping and we found
5 gallon.
We found a 5 gallon one that we want that's fits our bill, fits what we want to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we still have 3 more apple trees we need to go get picked.
Plus a pear tree.
Yeah, it's 2 pear trees.
Yeah.
So we will see how festival goes this time, and then all goes well, I'll order that on Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, but so we're going to get a bigger one, and it's just another reason why I didn't make a bunch of fruit juice or anything is because using that press that we've got is a major pain because it's so small and it's supposed to be bolted down onto something. So that's one of my chores over the winter is to build a processing table that I can
put them side by side. Yeah.
Tiger says we are breaking our still out this year to try making alcohol, so we have alcohol to make extracts and tinctures.
Good.
Yes, do that.
Good.
I need to get mine out. I haven't used mine in a couple of years.
Yeah,
in fact, I think on this next batch, I'm either going to make some apple moonshine or some pear moonshine.
Okay.
I don't know.
Do both.
We'll find out. We'll figure it out. I just hope that the pears last because I picked a couple for lunch today. It was nice. I walked out before I went to work and picked 2 pears off. Actually, I picked 4 because I had 2 before I went to work, and they had 2.
There's thousands out there.
They were small.
Big deal.
The pears. One of the reasons we have to top the tree is because the largest pear you get's only about that tall, maybe that big around.
Yeah.
They don't get very big because the tree hasn't been maintained in 20 years. So you've got all this height on it, and you've got all this height, and so all the energy goes into the leaves and the branches and stuff. So this winter, as soon as it goes dormant, we're going to have the trees topped and do all that. So how come you didn't want to come help the community? Tag,
you know exactly where I was. You know exactly where I was. And, all of that stuff was already planned and prepaid. They count on me being there. And the Homestead weekend popped up really fast. And so I had no way to plan around it.
Yeah.
You know better than that.
You know
me.
And
hey, I got out of bed for you at crack of dawn to go have breakfast.
Hey, Dorothy.
Isn't that enough?
And I got it. That place, the place is, can we tell the name?
What?
The restaurant?
Sure, I don't see what.
1886 is the name of the restaurant, and we walked in there, and I'd never eaten there. And Tag said that the bacon and the hash browns were what made the restaurant their breakfast.
And the French toast was out. The French toast was great. I really need to figure out what she did with that.
But I got to tell you, the bacon was off the chart good. It really was.
I do want to see if she would let me give her lessons on how to make eggs. The poor girl.
They were either really ugly omelets or scrambled eggs that weren't done properly.
She brought me my plate, and I was like, "Oh no, that's not mine. That must be somebody else's." And she goes, "What?" And I said, "Yeah, I didn't order an omelet. I ordered scrambled eggs." And she looked at me with a straight face, and she goes, "Those are scrambled eggs." And I went, oh. And she goes, well, that's actually a compliment because she can't cook omelets. So I was like, holy hell. And I've been thinking about it all week because I'm like, man, the breakfast is really good. But sometimes you just want eggs with your French toast. So maybe if I give her a lesson on how to cook eggs, maybe she can get it down.
I make some wicked scrambled eggs.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd rather her cook them the way that I like them.
There you go. Silver lining nose.
Yeah.
Silver lining nose.
Yeah, and silver lining. I got an issue to pick with you.
Oh my gosh! What
you were in town.
What drum?
She was in town.
I know.
Yeah, I know now too. I didn't know when she was in town.
Oh. She just likes tag you more than she likes you.
I guess so.
Well, and then like I said, Sunday was just a picking up after the flea market and getting ready for the next festival, and did a little bit of house cleaning, worked a little bit on the fuel shed and did all that stuff. But yesterday, and this is chances are we're gonna get tag worked up on this one. Chances are tag's gonna get worked up.
I was lit.
Why don't you tell them what you did last night?
I went to the county commissioners meeting last night.
Why?
Because in the local paper and online, they put that they were considering a budget, and they were considering, they were going to have a discussion on it, this kind of thing, what money was going to be spent, and whether or not they were going to increase the levy, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm floored by this.
Yeah, and Angela went. She went without me because I got home from work. I didn't know about it till like 4:00.
It's just important that at least one member of every household is there and represented.
So I stayed here and worked on the fuel building while she went, and then she came home and she briefed me on what happened, and it was very interesting because
I think it was planned personally. I don't know. What did you do with that paperwork that I handed you?
Well, you said that by the end of it was obvious that they were going to do whatever they wanted.
They already made up their mind. They had already discussed it. Everything that they printed out saying that, how they were going to do it, how it was going to be done was a lie. They absolutely lied. They already had their mind made up, and they went ahead and they voted on it there. And there was no consideration. They didn't care about the people. They don't care about the little man. They just went ahead and did what they wanted to do. And then put the ultimatum out there that the LAVR, where's that paperwork?
I don't know. What'd you do it?
You had it last.
I didn't have it last. I haven't read
Can you go check by your chair?
I didn't have it.
Anyway, so
you don't need it. We don't need
anyway.
Details.
So there's a LAVR, and the last 20 years, the state of Kansas was supposed to put money over to the county. They even changed laws as far as the way the tax was collected on liquor and cigarettes. So the county used to collect that. Instead, now the state collects it, and the state has not turned over any of that tax to the county. So the state is actually reneged on quite a few different things, and they owe billions of dollars to the county. Now, the ultimatum was, if you get involved and you reach out to your legislatures and you do this, and particularly 3 different gentlemen, so-and-so, and so-and-so, reach out to them, fight for this. And it was like, okay, well, so if we go and fight for this and we do this, what's going to happen with that money? Are our taxes going to go down? Are property taxes going down? Are we getting any of that? What's going to happen? Oh yeah, your property taxes are going to go down. And in fact, I'll even consider going ahead and doing a refund check to all the property owners. And that's BS. Ton of bullshit. That's never going to happen.
Language.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. You know what? It makes me so mad because you really think that you're going in and you're going to be able to make a difference. You're showing up, you're doing all of that. But the fact is, they've been allowed to do whatever they want for so long by themselves that they're just used to it, and it just is what it is. It really reminded me of that good old boy thing. And the one thing that really ticked me off, and only one person caught it, they were only focused on these 3 gentlemen. And it was like, gentlemen. Oh, and ladies and gentlemen. So it didn't even matter that we were in the room. That was just a good old boys club. That it was ridiculous.
Yeah, you should be used to that from small town politics. But
I've no. I think with something that serious, and you're talking about our household income that has to go back, and now we're being taxed at an even higher rate for it to only go up. Yeah. Yeah, gee, it was bullshit.
I know, but
All of it.
we're trying to, you don't need to be.
Why?
Look,
It's time to get angry
if I have to
about
watch my
this.
tongue on this, you got to watch
It
your
is
tongue.
time, guys. It is time for all of us to get angry
I am
and
taking
fight
the filter off.
this.
Okay, so the two takeaways from what she told me happened. The first one was that the people on the committee, on the commissioners, recognized the fact that people were hurting and that inflation and everything was hurting them.
But the county's hurting too.
But the only people that the county commissioners and the county think should do austerity measures are the people paying taxes. They're the ones that should suffer and cut back on what they have.
And a woman,
and the county should not do it. So what did that woman behind you say?
the mother with her children sitting behind me, she was almost in tears. You could tell she was very, very upset. And she literally told them her grocery bill went up from $150 a week to $450 a week. Oh, but no fear. You know what? Dan, one of the commissioners, he got called out. So he's going to go ahead and he's going to turn over his check as commissioner and put it back into the county by giving it to Friends of Banner Creek. And so it goes back into the county.
Okay, and the second thing that got me was the county commissioners were speaking directly to people in the audience, certain people that had gotten up and talking, and if they're in the chat, they can elaborate on this a little bit more. And they said, if you want to control the money, go start a township.
If you don't like what's going on, it was sarcasm.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, go start a township.
Okay. And so if you don't know anything about townships, it's a rural community political structure, right? And talking with Tag last night after the fact, apparently it's also a huge money investment because you got to have your own fire department. You got to have your own.
Talking $5 million plus.
Like a $5 million investment. And, so that was the solution that he gave. And I looked at her and I said, well, how about we do this solution? Instead of creating a township, we get those guys unelected, if at all possible.
Then are you going to run?
I don't know.
Somebody's going to have to run to replace them because, and Pruitt needs to be replaced because he's our commissioner. And so one of the things that I heard him speak up about, again, was about pulling in commercial companies and pulling in, all this stuff for better taxes and, all that stuff so that they can make more money. The problem is these towns, we're so rural, we cannot support that. We cannot support those type of companies. And it was the same BS on that coming out of his mouth that I heard at the council meeting 2 weeks prior.
2 weeks prior. Yeah.
So they've obviously been talking. They've got a plan. They've got an agenda. And so now I have to make sure that I get to the next city council because I'm going to call them out on it.
Well, and wasn't the comment made that the county seat cannot handle more commercial businesses because they don't have the infrastructure?
Correct.
So what they're doing is they're trying to rezone a lot of the rural agriculture areas into commercial. And
one of them just happened down the road from us. Now it's only being sold for commercial. That farmland on 150.
Really?
Yep.
Look at it.
Yeah, look at it next time you pass it.
I haven't been down there right there on the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about. But and the reason why we're bringing this up, and we're not sitting here complaining, but the reason why I wanted to talk about it is because this is happening all across the country.
All over.
And when we were on the phone last night, Tag made the point, and Tag, you elaborate on this if I don't get it right, okay? Our taxes are going to go up 10%. Our property taxes are going to go up 10%. And for people like us, we're not living paycheck to paycheck by any means, right? But
we will be if they keep taxing us this
way. We will be. But there's 10%. And then the real rate of inflation is
59%.
It's upwards of 19%. So you're looking at a 29% increase. Mm-hmm. And then the state taxes, sales taxes and stuff are going up constantly.
Mm-hmm.
And before we even get a chance before we even get a chance to spend any of our money, half of it's gone.
Right.
And then once it's gone,
89% of it's
gone, anytime the person that took our dollar, yeah, there it is. 59 plus 10 plus 19. Yeah. You know, and then the person that takes our dollar is going to get taxed on that. That dollar is going to get taxed again. And eventually, and this is something Tags talked about on his videos, on his Star of the Beast videos. Eventually, 99% of all the dollars are going to go flow into the state coffers and the federal coffers. So this is why, if you guys have not been watching Tag's Star of the Beast series,
gotta go watch it.
Highly recommend it.
Yeah.
You know, because it's going to take a complete mind shift in order for us to start doing this. And we're guilty. You got to admit, we're guilty. We still do way too much on the system or in the system. I was briefly mayor of a very small town. Dad was mayor for over a decade. Often in Marion, population about 20K. I was the only non-elected appointed citizen there. But people won on Facebook.
Right.
Yeah. And that was
the other issue. Like, they had published this in the paper. Several people I ran into today that, you know, I had to go collect some money and then go get milk, and then, you know, ran to get the kids their kitty junk food for
poison.
Their poison.
God, I'm sounding like a crunchy mom.
Yeah, for watching the farm this weekend. And so went and got all that stuff. And I was like, where were you last night? And they're like, what are you talking about? We didn't know anything about it. And you're talking about business owners and all of that. They don't get the paper. So basically what they're doing, they only have to publish it in 3 different spaces. So they're publishing it in 3 different spaces without announcing it and pushing it and all of that. So then it becomes a secret and nobody knows about it. So unless you're looking for it and going out there and getting there, you're not getting involved. So yeah, when I told Wendy what happened, she was pissed.
So I guess if there's a call to action off this live tonight, it's to actually become involved.
Find your local paper. Make sure you subscribe to your local paper, because all of that stuff is going to be announced in there. So if you're not an internet person, not a big deal. Just get the paper. Yeah. And we are getting a subscription to the Holton Examiner, I think.
I think HG gets a gold star for this.
What do you say?
If you're not there at the meeting, you don't matter. Seriously, if it's not important enough to attend, it's not important.
And the thing was, we were there and we were speaking out, and it didn't matter. They'd already made up their mind. They'd already made up their mind, and we didn't matter. You know, and that goes back to Tag's comment earlier in the live. There is no political solution to politics. You know, so we have to change. We have to change not only what we're doing, but we have to change what the culture around us is like. Yeah. You know, and it's a daunting task. It really is. Well, and then when you listen to him, you have to make sure too, because when we were talking about budget and dust control and all that, that's what a lot of farmers and people talk about around here. They call it dust control. It's when they spray the road and do all of that to keep the dust down so that it doesn't spread everywhere. So he literally made the comment to someone that county doesn't pay for that. And, you know, the county pays none of that. What you're seeing is that, you know, the people that are doing that, they're paying for that. Those residents are paying. No. Do not be a bureaucrat right now.
No, hold on. No. Just stop. You have to be honest about
Let me talk. No. He said, those residents, those are doing their front of the road. That's what you're seeing. And I sat there and I listened to that and I was like, wait a minute. No. Because I've seen the county, there's one road, there's a quarry down there, and the quarry can only use this road commercially. They're not supposed to be on the other roads. And
like the one in front of our house.
Right, that they're on all the time. And so tearing up our road because it's more convenient. So on this particular road, they're going up and down there. Well, apparently there was a contract that was made with the quarry. And so instead of making the quarry, who's one, making the mess, 2 is causing the damage to the road and pulling up all that dust and all of that, instead of making them pay for it, the county went in under contract and they're paying half of the bill to spray, and they're looking for budget cuts. there's a budget cut right there. Why are we paying for that?
So
Especially when gravel prices are so freaking high.
So the point of what I was going to say was, on the face of that, that is a true statement. The people that are not on that road are paying out of their pocket to have the dust.
Yes, but what I'm saying, he is being a bureaucrat, and he was hiding the fact that the county was actually paying for a portion of that.
Yeah, I know, but we have, but the point I'm trying to make is, they say these things that on the face of it are true,
right.
But they hide the other fact, because he, from what you were saying, he didn't like being called out on.
Oh, he did not like being called out on it. He was quiet for a second. And
so these are things that we got to watch out for. And I'll be honest with you, I would not be surprised if because this is only going to escalate from our side. I can tell you that right now, because I'm going to make it a point to be there too, and I'm going to let other people that live in the county know that they need to show up too.
Yeah, because this is getting nasty.
I could see retaliation, because it's small town politics. And I'll be honest with you. I'll be completely honest. The Gen Xer in me does not like it and does not want to have to get involved. I'm from the generation that just wanted to be left alone. That's all we want. And they're not letting us.
Interestingly enough, the reason why one of those commissioners is actually turning over his check is because he got called out. And the way he got called out on it, they took an ad out in the paper.
Oh, did
the local paper. Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. So he needed to respond. So we'll just use the, social media is not working. So we'll just go back to the way it is, the way it was, and we'll just take ads out in the paper.
And it's just going to, things like this are just going to get worse all across the country.
Yeah.
I hate to,
I
hate to sound pessimistic.
Their biggest defense on everything is, well, you're not the one that's getting the phone calls from all the residents with all the complaints, and they're complaining. And so we have to do something about it. So you have to do something about it by raising our property taxes. Stupid. By overseeding the budget. Dumb. And then you're holding them accountable, is what they said in the very beginning. Who's holding them accountable in the end to make sure that that money is going to where it was supposed to go, where it was budgeted to go? I don't know, because I never got that answer. He completely skipped around it like a true bureaucrat.
It also works when you go door knocking, use a rock and a sock to knock, saves the knuckles. You know what? It makes some other things easy too. Okay, so HG's gonna be a bit of a devil's advocate though on this, but there are not enough characters to type it out. Oh, okay.
Oh.
But it's one of those things. It just goes back to the whole reason why we are where we are today in this house. I mean, us personally.
Yeah.
And
the fact is, and it came up in the meeting last night, the fact is there's a few families that live in austere. And if we weren't living austere,
we're not living. We haven't.
Are you kidding me? I budget a lot.
Budgeting does not mean austerity. Austerity means you do away with all your extra stuff, like your trips up to see Wendy and your stopping at Casey's, getting your sodas.
No, I think it's more to that than that. But I'm not clothes shopping every day, and I'm not just going willy-nilly out to dinner and like we used to.
You have never had to live an austere life since we've been married.
Really? I kind of feel like I do sometimes.
No, you haven't.
Anyway, so there are people that and they pointed out, they said people are living austere. Yeah, like our AC, we won't have AC.
We ran it for 7 days.
7 whole days.
It cost $50.
7 whole days.
Took the bill up $50.
Oh man.
And there's a conversation I had this weekend with some people while we were working on the house, framing the house. There were people saying that their electric bill over the summer was like $400 plus because they were running the AC.
Man. Ours probably would have been that high.
Ours probably would have been worse.
Yeah.
In fact, last summer it was I think the highest.
It was like 400 and something.
470 was the highest.
Which is why we chose not to use it this year. So, but anyway, and there's a lot of people, they're tight. They're especially everything that I was hearing from people in the community at the flea market. There's people, they're over 65. They're on a very tight budget. And, this is ridiculous.
Tag, I'm gonna disagree with you on to a certain point on this. The game isn't over. It's just we have to change We have to change the rules, and we have to.
I think even if there were 100 people in there or more, I seriously think that they would have still done it. They had their mind made up.
Well, and Tag says game over, but he's out there showing people how to change the rules. So the game's not over. We just have to play by a different set of rules.
Well, and the different set of rules is to get involved in what we found out every Monday in May. Every Monday in May, they meet to go over the budget to try to figure out what to cut and what to do. So maybe what we need to do is we need to make sure we show up every Monday in May.
Okay.
Right. And let's help them figure out how to cut those. And man, Rex, I'm telling you, oh dang, he had a whole list on where they could cut. So hopefully we can do something. It's going to take time to repair, but hopefully we can repair some of this stuff.
Those who are tasked, elected to run things, sometimes actually want to help and input, but people have to be consistent to warrant the trust and gain an ear. Hit and runs are ignored. Right. So this is why we're going to start making sure that at least one of us is there. You know, I'll be honest with you, Mondays after a festival weekend are next impossible.
We're going to just have to make it work.
Well, one of us will, because stuff has got to get done around here.
Yeah, but we got to make it work.
Yeah. Because
this is getting ridiculous.
You know.
And so, and especially now that I know that our county commissioner is in cahoots with that nut job at the city council.
Oh. Tiger says, I've never been to any city council meeting where they didn't already have their minds made up, and they let you talk and do what they want.
I have. So I'll give credit to the city council meeting that I went to. There were 2 proposals put in front of them, and they did not have their minds made up. Now, they're supposed to talk about it over these next few weeks. We've got another city council meeting coming up next week. And so I will show up there and figure out if they've actually made their minds up. Several people do not think that it's going to go through after what I witnessed last night. I'm not sure.
Crave a Heart says, take some freeze-dried Skittles to the next meeting. Sweet.
Here's your freeze-dried Skittles.
Would that be bribery, wouldn't it?
It would.
There's already enough corruption going on up there with
I don't need to be part of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's just one of those things. And again, you starve the beast. We build our communities.
What Tag say? I'm sorry.
HG people who enforce uncuts are not the good guy. Right. Absolutely. Unless it is illegal, which itself might be illegal, record and broadcast live. I was thinking about that. If one has to be press to do it, become press, or make sure technically we could do that.
We could do that.
I don't know how you get press credentials though.
There's only one way to find out, and that's
oh my God, that's it. I wanted to be public affairs when I was in the Marine Corps.
Did you?
Yeah, and I was gonna write. In fact, remember I wrote articles for the
you did a good job with
newspaper.
That.
Yeah. Hey, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to follow my calling.
Maybe that's
become
it.
a journalist.
Do it.
I'll be the next person to break Watergate.
We can call it Grumpy Acres Information.
But
711. I don't know what
that was. It was like I said. It was a very interesting and very productive weekend. Mm-hmm. It's did not get, aside from getting the trailer ready to go, I didn't get anything done, if you know what I mean. I felt really good when I left the framing party.
Good. Yeah.
Tired. I'll be honest with you guys.
That's cute that you call that a party.
Well,
because I told you, I said, go have fun. And you're
it was a framing party. Over. And I'll be honest with you, I told Tag several times in the morning, I said, being a lumber monkey is all I'm good for today, because I was tired, and so all I did all day long was fetch lumber for people and carry big boards. So
you were tired,
and we had the Burger King cut team. You could have that cut made any way you wanted. Tag was on the Tag was running the saw. I was fetching the wood, and Bullet was marking it and throwing it in the proper pile once it was cut. And we got done with the official cut sheet. Gosh, Tag, when did we get done with that? About 2:00 maybe?
Well, you were No, because you showed up to me at 1:30.
Oh, it was about 3. It was about 3 then, because I got back and Tag had just finished cutting the last of the official cut sheet.
No, it would have been later than that because I don't even think that we pulled out until like 3:15. So you would have got back at 3:30.
All I know, it was done way before we left. Yeah. Let's see. Lumber monkeys matter.
Yeah.
You know what? I was moving that lumber like a pro. Oh, and apparently, if you ask the question, how many Mexicans would it take to do what we did today? Apparently, that's a racist. That's a racist question.
That's bad.
And I said, okay, well, let me rephrase it. How many trips to Home Depot would I have to make to get the people to do this? And apparently, that's a racist question too.
Awful.
Yeah, and that's one of the.
You got to go back up to his first comment because I can't read that.
Where?
Right there.
Well, hang on.
No, that's what came in
it's
first.
Different.
You're driving me nuts.
We're on one conversation. I'll go back to that one in a second. Yeah, and that was one of the things. Tag has done that stuff professionally, and Kevin still does it kind of ancillary. His job is ancillary.
Now
to
you
construction.
got to go up so I can read it. I'll just read it. You don't have to put it up there. Just go up.
Right there. But yeah, a good crew would have done what we did in half a day. Yeah, Jordan, exactly how many Amish too. People that know what they're doing make a big difference. But I was really impressed. We got 3 of the walls up, and 3.5, and the one corner was off by about a half an inch lengthwise, and that was the only thing. Only thing that was really out of whack, which is really impressive for who all
Starlight can't run for city council. I don't live in the city. I live in the county.
Let's see. I agree. By running, all I accomplish is wasting my time. There's no political solution. Yeah. And I don't have the temperament for it.
For what?
Being in any form of government.
That's probably part of the problem. We're probably the ones that need to be in the.
You talk about an unfiltered mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Walls don't have to be square unless you're hanging wallpaper. Yeah, but I was really impressed. It was only it was completely plumb, and it was only off by half an inch, and all the rim joists and everything were perfectly set. So
yeah, you see what Tag said, Starlight. Take that to know. I agree. By running, I accomplished.
I just had that up.
Oh well, I just get to see it because you won't let me wear my glasses, but I'm wearing my glasses. So
complain. That's all you've done tonight is complain. So there it is. That's the update. That's the update from the weekend. We got people are on about this political stuff.
Tiger 454. Yeah, we raise and butcher our own meat chickens. Absolutely. Yeah. We even help butcher a lot of the other homesteads chickens.
Yeah, we do.
And we can knock out. Shoot, man, we can knock out that one day. It was B, Patty, and I, and you guys were getting the chickens done, and getting them ready to go. And we knocked out, must have been 56 chickens total. And we were able to do that in an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Oh, in the almost 2 years since we lived here, we have taken a hand in butchering
thousands.
Well, you helped Chris. They did what, 150 chickens that day? And then we did 40.
We did 50. We had 50 something here.
We did 50.
Well, because other people brought in their roasters and stuff, remember?
And then up at Hacks for the Homestead, we did another 60 once, and then we did another 30 the last time.
40? No, it was more than that because I took 30. Somebody else took some. I think it was like almost.
Yeah, we're getting close.
60 something.
We're getting close to 700-800 birds in the last 2 years that we've been involved.
Yeah,
and we've got it. The community
best chicken you'll ever eat. If you Skeins, I'm gonna have some. If I don't, no, you'll get to me. It'll be the first festival. I'm going to have barbecue chicken. I'm thinking sliders or something like that, and for sale. And I'll have that chicken. You can taste it and see. I'm telling you, you'll never have a better chicken.
It was Tiger that asked that, though.
Or Tiger, I'm sorry. But Well, Tiger.
Well, Skeins can try it. I will let Skeins try it. I don't know why.
Tiger, if you're gonna come out to Midwest, you can try it. I think I must have saw.
So
a comment
she was
from
asking
Skeins.
because they're going to try raising a butchering Cornish next spring.
Oh yeah, you'll
Get yourself
like it.
get yourself a chicken tractor made
Mm-hmm.
For your meat birds because you want to keep them separate from everybody else. And you want to keep them safe.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
And then you want to move that chicken tractor. Move it every day.
Yeah. Faith says if my dad and mom can run it, you can too. They are in bigger, louder, and more profane mouths than me. Well, you know what? I don't have the term. It's one of the reasons why I didn't become a police officer when I got on the Marine Corps. Well, that and the pay.
Yeah, I was going to say it was pay because you were close. You were right there.
And it wasn't until my son became a police officer that I'm really glad I didn't because I do not have the temperament for it. You know, because my response anytime he tells me about something he's doing, I'm like, did you tase him? I would have tased him. That would have been the answer in my book. I don't want one of those ones with the things that shoot out. I want contact so I can walk up to somebody and get close. And, you know.
Sometimes you don't want to be that close though.
Oh, Tiger says they've already got a
tractor. Good.
They've already got a tractor. Excellent. Rich was talking about smoked eggs. Have we ever done smoked eggs?
I haven't, because it's too much work for whatever you're going to get to last for that long.
So I'm going to go back up to Terminators. When my chickens are laying, I freeze all extra eggs for the winter. And when my chickens stop laying, I have eggs to cook and bake with. Yep.
Don't they crack when you freeze them? Or you crack them open, then put them in. I bet she puts them in ice trays. Yeah.
Okay. And you can also water glass them.
Yeah.
And they will last.
Water glassing will last you over the winter, and then you don't have to freeze them.
God, that's what I forgot to do this summer.
What?
Oh man, it's gonna be gross.
What? You were gonna take.
I was gonna empty out that 2-year-old water glass bucket.
Oh, yeah.
I may just throw that bucket away. I may not even open it because
it shouldn't smell because the lime's in there.
We were doing it. I don't know. I think you guys have heard this story before, but we were doing an experiment. We wanted to see exactly how long you could water glass eggs.
Time's over.
And we got to 18 months and they were still viable. Mm-hmm. You could crack them open and eat them. They tasted okay. The quality was not all that good. You know,
they just got runny, like when it's hot, when there's a lot of heat out and you go to open up an egg and it's just kind of runny. They were like that, still usable, still edible, just not pretty.
Yeah. Well, and they
make a good scramble.
They never did taste after the first month. They never did taste the same as fresh eggs.
No, 6 months. 6 months they tasted fine.
At a year, they looked exactly like store-bought eggs.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I can't believe I forgot to do that. Waste of a perfectly good bucket. I may have to just suck it up and clean that. Take the bucket down to the bridge and dump it over the edge for the animals. God. Okay, I did that with a rotten chicken one time. We had a freezer go bad, and there were a couple of chickens in the bottom of it, or a refrigerator go bad, and there's a couple of chickens in the bottom we didn't know were there.
Right.
And we opened it up about a month later, and it was like, oh my goodness.
Not good.
Yeah. Okay, Tiger says, our grill is done, so I'm going to make it a cold smoker. Smoky cheese and everything.
Nice.
Excellent. That you will love.
Smoked cheese.
You will love the cold smoked cheese.
Yes.
That is so good. And try, don't cold smoke them, but you can hot smoke nuts too. Make a brown sugar chili powder mixture for it and do it that way. Oh my God, they're so good. Mm-hmm. It's so good.
We had to do that. I've got some up there. I need to run through the freeze dryer to freshen them up. So anybody that has a freeze dryer, if you know how nuts will start to smell and taste rancid, you can throw them through a cycle in the freeze dryer and it'll fix them right up. And then you don't have to worry about that anymore. So I should fix those up and then we should smoke those. I got some walnuts and pecans and all kinds of stuff up there. Almonds.
I think that'd be a good thing to take to festivals in the fall. Any fall festivals?
Well, then
do smoked nuts.
Too late for this week.
Too late for this year.
No, not for this year, but too late for this week. But we'll have
Independent Mary.
We'll have 2 weeks before Midwest. Maybe we could have some there.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I need to do a video on smoking. Did we smoke? Did I do a video on smoking cheese?
No, we did it on the fish when
The
we were
seafood.
trying to get everything preserved.
Which I had for dinner tonight. I had fish that was
I did that what, a year and a half ago?
July of 22.
Yeah.
I had a can of or a jar of flounder with mango lime sauce on it.
Mhm.
That was really good.
Mhm.
That was really good.
Thank you.
But I probably ate too much because I had some seafood medley too.
Oh, hey, that's all right. It's all healthy for you.
But yeah, it was. Yeah, you can do all kinds of stuff, and we need to do a video.
Tiger, you and I need to talk. So if he agreed on the freeze dryer, definitely we need to talk. Email me and I'll send you my phone number. And we need to talk. We need to talk about size and all of that. And they have a layaway program. So there's no timeline in that. So email me and we'll talk and we'll get you set up. What is that?
I don't know. You keep talking.
Oh, check the back of the house. We keep hearing something and it's just like meow, 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 and not sure if that's a cat that got locked in the back or what it is. So something else very interesting when I was on the reservation, one of the gals that Garen works with, she came up to me and her daughter was getting ready to send a bunch of milk to Texas to freeze dry. And it was going to cost her $700. So she said, well, let me look and see. I think we have somebody local. So she talked to G talked to me, and I was like, I'll give anything a try. And started looking it up and figuring that out. And I was like, dang, I'm in the wrong business. I'm doing all of this work cooking and getting food back, which I enjoy.
It's a chicken laying eggs.
Oh, seriously? It's
Yes,
awful
sir.
late to be laying eggs.
Like a cat.
It did. And so there's good money in freeze drying the milk for the babies. And so I'm excited. So I've got some food that is getting ready to come out tonight. I'm going to get that packaged up. That's the beef stroganoff. It came out amazing. And so I'll get that done, and then I'll sanitize the machine and then get all of that milk in. And then when
Did
the
she
milk,
give you the milk already?
I have it. And then when the milk comes out, I will sanitize the machine again, and then we'll start running into food again. So that's the key. It's just sanitization before, so the baby is safe, and sanitization after, so you're not mixing anything from a human to the food.
How you doing, JB?
Hey, JB. So that's going to be exciting to see how that turns out. And if that turns out really well and that's something that is going to happen, then we definitely will figure out a third freeze dryer, and that one will just be dedicated to
Special orders.
Right,
Special
that order of milk. And so that's exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a whole new different direction.
She made her catfish salsa, which is really good.
I did.
But I saw I was making new labels for it because the old labels were trash. I saw they did a dish, but they had it on not tortillas, but like flatbread, where they made a flatbread taco out of the catfish salsa.
Yes.
And it looked really good.
Okay.
Looked really
well,
good. I think you ought to try doing that for meals.
Well, so you want like freeze dry the flatbread and
no. I'm talking whenever you run food truck at the.
You know how expensive catfish is?
I'm
oh
just
my
saying,
gosh! I
it
mean,
was
I would
really
have to really charge. I mean, I'm not opposed to it if everybody's willing to purchase that. We could try that at Midwest and see.
Did you see this? Jessup Roots and Refuse just mentioned having special trays for portioned milk.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't see that, but yeah. I don't watch her channel, but.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I used to, but I don't anymore.
You used to all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else can we talk about? What else can we talk about?
You
guys go out. I'm going to do a video on this sometime in the next week or two. But go out and find frontpagemag.com, and Dennis Prager did an article where he talks about if liberals voted their values, and then he went to detail that most people that call themselves liberals are not liberals. Well, they may be liberals in their mind, but they vote leftist. And the reason why I mention it, because I thought it was really weird that I had all the drama the last 2 or 3 weeks about my self-proclaimed liberal shorts.
It's been
But
crazy.
he did a really good job. He did a really good job of laying it out and contrasting liberalism versus leftism. And this is the whole thing. If you guys were here last week, I started talking about our message and how we have to craft our message better. And this is one of the things we need to do, because liberal and conservative don't mean what they used to mean in the old days. You know, the establishment has been in place for a long time, and it's been 100 years of humanism and Marxist ideology in our society. And that's the old way, and that's what they're trying to conserve. So if we're conservatives, you know, how far you want to go back on that? You know, now we're the liberals, we're the critical free thinkers, right? So we need to start thinking about this stuff in different capacities, and start what I want to say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Start living our life. What are you looking at now?
So, well, it's totally going to change the subject, but
Okay, go ahead, change the subject.
I didn't mean to, but you asked.
Good.
So,
it's just the future of our country.
So Tyler said, I saw that and thought, maybe I do need to get a freeze dryer for milk and for other people doing meals and such are too much prep for me to deal with all the time. They're both important, but I thought it was very interesting, especially when I started seeing after I did the research, because I wanted to make sure this was something that I could do and I could do it safely and make sure everything's maintained. Because when you start talking about babies, you know, very, very specific, right? You have to make sure that everything is safe. So I did a lot of research on it, tried to figure out what I was doing and where it was going. And it's deadbeat simple. So yeah, you can do it. Basically, the deal she is in Kansas. She was going to have to ship that milk down to
Dallas,
Texas. And so then Texas would freeze dry everything. And then I think she was paying shipping back. So $700 total. And I guarantee you that once it's freeze dried and powdered down, that is way cheaper for them to ship. But that aside, if you could start doing things for the community and doing all that, you figure if you could get even half of that, $350 for, you know, per load, why not? And then you can get, you know, if it's just the large, you can get 20 pounds in there. And so it comes frozen. Of course, everything's already bagged and all of that. Put your gloves on, you know, make sure hair's up, you're sterile and all of that stuff, and then start getting that stuff in and do it. It could be done. Now, it's a process because you're going to have to sterilize after each individual person. I did not see this on any videos. I did not read this, but what I'm saying, only because I know you will need to sterilize that machine every single time before and after you put a new batch in, because you never know where mom is in that cycle. So you don't want to get, you know, any different odors or different, I would say I would go as far as even DNA into, you know, the other milk.
Well, especially with what's been going on in our country the last 2 years.
Correct.
Starla wants to know if you will have Hungarian goulash at Midwest.
Yes, I will.
Yes,
if it doesn't get all bought up at Back to the Land.
Yeah, I don't think it will.
You want the American goulash or the, did you say Hungarian or American?
Okay, Hungarian.
Yeah, I'll have it.
Okay, so Starla's planning on being up here, and she wants to know who all she's going to get to meet. You will get to meet, let's see who all is going to be there. It's going to be us. Tag and B will be there.
Data.
Spags and his family will be there. Data and his family will be there.
Mike and Jen probably.
Minus Stop. Yeah, Mike and Jen will be there. You'll get to meet almost everybody in the community.
Everybody in the community, their YouTube channels. You're going to get to meet
Nicole Sauce is going to be there.
Nicole Sauce. You're going to get to meet Tabletop Farms. Let's see.
Hacks for the Homesteader.
Hacks for the Homesteader. There'll be a lot. Chuck, Homestead Medical will be there.
Chuck will be there.
He
was in here earlier.
Yeah.
He's being awful quiet.
Right. Rosie, you'll get to meet her.
Put put a 1 in the comment. Put a 1 in the comment section or in the chat if you're going to be at Midwest Preparedness Festival, if you plan on being there.
Yeah, and this is not even everybody. So they're expecting at least 300 people.
Yeah, William.
So,
Get to meet William.
Yeah, William.
Silver Lining.
Mm-hmm.
Is Eagle Lover coming up this fall?
I think so.
Skeins is going to be there.
Yeah. Skeins' daughter's going as well.
Yeah. It's a good time.
Yeah,
it really is.
It really is. You just, like I said, just make sure you relax and, everybody does them. So if you don't agree with something, just let it go. If there's a debate or whatever, let the men deal with it. It gets taken care of. It's a good time.
One of the things that we talked about this weekend was, we got these we're trying to do these side hustles. We're trying to create these alternative income streams. Mm-hmm. And it's, quite frankly, I think it's only a matter of time before they really start cracking down on this. Did you hear beyond the 85,000 IRS agents that they were hiring, they just authorized another 32,000?
No, I did not hear that.
Yeah, they're ramping up in the government. And this goes back to the conversation about austerity and all that. There's going to, as everything starts coming unraveled, the government's going to start cracking down more and more on this stuff because they need to control people.
And what's funny to me? Here's what I'd really like to see. So to justify all of those IRS agents, why don't we start with an audit in our government and all of our politicians? Let's start there.
Well, and if you watched Peter Zion, he did a video this morning about the coming collapse of China and how it was real. Mm-hmm. And one of the points he made in the video was that we will not know when China collapses because they're so they're incapable of telling the truth. Basically, the CCP is incapable of telling the truth about their situation.
Well, and if we could understand what Biden actually said,
he made the point that we will not know that it's collapsed until it's collapsed and the supply line gets mm-hmm. shut off. And that I started thinking about it, and that's kind of a scary thought because, believe it or not, over the last 10, 12 years, we have been reshoring a lot of American industry. It's been a very slow process. There's been times that the government has actively worked against it. But right now, believe it or not, the environment is pretty favorable, but it's nowhere near being complete enough. If everything off coming from China,
go check chickens real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, check chickens. If everything gets shut off coming from China, it's going to be a shock to the system here, and it's going to cause some very huge ripples. You're going out for a cancer stick, not to check the chicken. I
do that on my way to put chickens away. God. I don't know why you have to call me out every time. You're a tattletale.
I'm a tattletale. Go smoke that cancer stick, that cowboy killer.
Oh, they're not even out yet or back in yet.
Oh, they're still wandering around?
Well, it's the turkeys. You want me to go see if I
No, leave them be. They'll be fine. She's still going to go smoke her cigarettes. I know I'm number one. Use all your fingers when you wave at me next time. But yeah, so there's that issue. So I want everybody to start thinking really hard about how you're going to prepare for something like that happening. Okay, because if you're watching this video or you're in this chat or you're in the extended community, I'm going to venture to guess that you're more well prepared than your average person. But still, it's going to come as a shock. I started thinking about it at work today. If everything was shut off right now, we would be able to get through until next spring, so we could start our garden. And even then, I'm not sure we could grow enough food to support us once the garden's up. I know we got proteins covered. Barring some biological disaster, I'm not too terribly concerned about proteins. But the garden and veggies and everything, yeah, that really concerns me. What are you guys concerned about? Anybody got any major concerns that way in your lives? Yes, Rickster. Yes, she does. To her credit, though, to her credit, she quit smoking those nasty Seneca cigarettes. that when they're burning smell like a burnt ashtray, smell like a dirty ashtray. I mean, you don't have to wait for the butt to get in it. She's smoking hand-rolled ones now, which number one is way cheaper. So if anybody out there smokes, you should be rolling your own cigarettes. A little bit on the front end, but the cost savings. She's spending like 80% less on cigarettes, and she still smokes too much. But we've all got our vices. I'm not pointing fingers because I've got my vices too. Julie says if we don't get real rain, garden won't matter much here. Yeah, we had that last couple of weeks. We got rain this weekend and a little bit today, but man, our yard finally turned brown and we lost a lot of veggies, and the pasture looks terrible. Okay. The Richter says, Faith, in the kitchen on Freesteading app, please add recipes. There you go, folks. If you're not already on Freesteading, you should be, especially if you've been listening to us anytime soon. Get on Freesteading. It's free to join if you're not on there already. And get on your state page to meet people. Get on the calendar so you can see these festivals that are coming up, and then become involved. And I'm full confession here, I have not been that involved the last couple of months with everything that's been going on. I just haven't set aside time to get on there and be involved. And I was thinking about that this morning. Need to get more involved. Yoda's been posting stuff on MidwestPreparednessFestival.com, but not frequently. We haven't been on Freesteading as much as we should be. So there's the thing. So Starless says, let's see here. Oh, let's go back up. So Skane said she used to roll her own, except when I went out. I was worried someone would think I'd smoked ganja. She's got a press, and she buys the filtered tubes, and she just presses them. They look like store-bought cigarettes. Yes, Faith, you need to go join tonight. So we come down here. Starla says I have a truckload going to Midwest. It's going to be fun. Should be. Skanes. My main concern, water is my main concern. I am not where I need to be on that. And same here. I've got the stuff for the well, but almost makes me cry every time I see all the stuff running off the roofs. Terminator says, I joined the Ontario Homesteading community and invited them to Freesteading. Excellent. Get that international flavor going on. Rickster says that you need to get on Freesteading the kitchen board, and put your recipes out there.
No, they're for a cookbook.
Oh, she's gonna do her own cookbook. There, Rickster. Faith says supplies, medicines, especially prescriptions. Yeah, we had that conversation last week, didn't we? 1 trillion added to the deficit in 4 months. So I think it was Southern Prepper 1 did a video today. He's back online. His computer busted, but he's back online, and he gave the example that if you had $1 trillion and you laid one out every second until the stack was gone, it would take you 32,000 years to lay out all those $1 bills. Silver Lining says she texted you on Freesteading.
Messaged me.
Yep.
Yeah. You say text, I'll go looking through my phone and I'm like, oh, I don't see nothing.
She is learning. She is technically challenged.
So I can access it now. I've got it programmed in my phone so I can go ahead and get in. And no, it's just a matter of time, guys. Seriously. And so it's not, I do love UL, but no, videos are the way that you're going to have to.
There's a suggestion for your cookbook name.
No, no, I'm going to let my ghostwriter take care of that. And so, but yeah, no, I had so many people asking for my cookbook, and
Tag may have pegged the problem.
He be what?
Tag may have pegged the problem about you and Freesteading.
That's not true. Why? Because I won't share my recipes. So girls got to have a side gig. Give me a break. But and here's the deal. You guys say I don't share my recipes, and I do. You just need to go in and you need to watch our videos, and you'll get a recipe here and there. So
Should be
there's
putting
that.
one out every couple of weeks at the minimum.
No, I
Tiger
can do
wants
that, but I
Tiger
also
wants to know if she should text you or email you. I'm thinking email is probably better.
you can email me first, and then I will send you my phone number. You could, if you Tiger, I think we're friends on Facebook. Not sure. You could look me up on
Are you
Facebook.
still accessing Facebook?
Yeah, I have to for our business.
Oh.
And so, but if you go in there, then you can go to my personal page and you can see who I am. And then, if you
Look,
hate
Skeens
to
is
say it,
getting-
but if you Google me, my phone number's on there. Or if you
freeloaders.
or if you just look at our business information, my phone number is also on there, and that's my cell phone.
Terminator's daughter got a bear. A
Guys
bar.
are always getting bears up there.
A bar.
Yeah.
I have not had bear meat in ages.
You know what? I need to call T-Paw because I need to figure out. She put bone sauce on because the bears were getting up in her peach trees and eating all the fruit.
Did it work?
I don't know. That's I need to call her and find out.
She wasn't.
She's like the first person to use it for bear.
Was she on last week? She's not on this week either.
They got a lot going on.
Have you talked to her?
No, I'll check in with her and find
you
out.
need
They
to
got
do
a
that.
lot going on.
Tiger says she doesn't use Facebook. Good for you. Nobody should be on Facebook.
Then
even us.
If you know my first and last name, and you can get that from Living Free in Tennessee, then you can go and Google it. My phone number's on there, or just look up Grumpy Acres Farm. Google that, and then I think the phone number, business information comes up there too, right?
Yeah, I think
so. So you can find it there. I don't even know why I'm hiding it. I guess I can just put it out there.
No, don't do it.
No, you guys go search for it. You search
so Kentucky
for it.
Goatman had never had bear. I'm telling you right now, it is excellent. Can be a little greasy if it's not prepared properly.
I don't think I've ever had bear.
And Terminator says bear sausage is so delicious. Well, anything sausage is really delicious.
I don't think I've ever had bear.
But where did I have it? Was it in Denver? I don't remember. There's a restaurant in Denver that sells exotic steaks and stuff. Like their entire menu is nothing but wild animals.
You know what I got at flea market? So Cheryl and them came in and cooked, and moose meat. It was so nice. I was able to have Indian tacos. I had meat pie. They had moose stew. They had all this stuff. So good. What'd you say?
For a second there, I thought it was Skeens' daughter getting a bear. And I'm like, but you can't kill him in the swamp. So there's a
286-75309. Such a turd.
Okay.
We used to do that. We used to do that when we go out to lunch, and so you take a client out to lunch, or, just a bunch of real estate agents going to lunch, and they would always ask you for your phone number in Kansas City. And that was the number we would always get.
Okay. Since Tag brought that up, this is way off on a tangent. Okay. Growing up, that was the cool song. That was one of the cool songs. And I sat down and it had been ages since I heard it, but I listened to it like about a year or two ago.
It really upset you,
dude. It was really that is a perverted song. That is the dude got the girl's number out of a bathroom, immediately falls in love with her, and then is stalking her in the bushes outside her house. Man, could you imagine if the Knack tried to or that wasn't the Knack, that was
I don't even remember.
Tommy Two-Tone. Anyway, could you imagine if they tried writing that song today? And what was the other one? My Sharona by the Knack.
Yeah.
The Knack did My Sharona. There's another one that could not be written today. I love growing up. Coming of age in the 80s was awesome.
I just want to know what kind of people actually called the phone numbers that were written on the bathroom wall, because the whole reason why us girls wrote the numbers on the wall was because we were trying to get back at somebody. And then the men, they were just trying to get back at somebody. It was that bully technique when you didn't have social media.
HG, do you honestly think in today's day and age that they would really get upset over Lola? In fact, I'm surprised that it's not an anthem right now. Oh yeah, there's another one. Californication by the Chili Peppers.
Right.
Yeah, cocaine. Yeah. I don't know.
They still play it because
Well, I don't know. Would they allow it to be
on the air? Yeah, because
No.
Pags was talking about it. Joe Pags on his show when they were talking about the whole Hunter Biden thing, the cocaine that was found in the White House, and he actually played that on his radio show. That's what he opened with, cocaine.
Oh man.
But yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
there's another one that's kind of but okay. We got to be completely honest. Us Gen Xers is a reason why we are the way we are, why our humor is the way it is, and why we just want to be left alone.
Right.
Yeah, there's deep societal issues on why we're going to be
Right.
the warlords of the apocalypse when time comes.
I was going to ask you. Okay, so the chicken coop door again was.
I'm going to fix it tomorrow.
There's nothing wrong with it. I think you're raising it too high.
No, what happened was the building shifted, and okay, so we got a problem going on. About half the time now, when I raise the door between the coop and the run, it comes off its tracks. And the reason it's coming off the tracks is that the building settled, and I had the tolerances just too tight on that door, so it made it so when you pull it up, the thing comes off the track. So I gotta unscrew that board and move it over about half an inch, or maybe cut another one and
okay,
just replace it tomorrow.
Okay, so then another issue: why are all the turkeys, most of the turkeys, wanting to be in the chicken coop?
Because we've got strange birds. We've got birds that have identity issues.
Okay,
we've got turkeys that think they're chickens.
I wasn't sure if it was a storm or not.
No.
Weird.
It's because the big Tom is in the other one, the big Tom and the big hen.
Actually, there's a big Tom that is in the chicken coop right now.
The big white one?
White with black?
No, that's a hen.
Okay.
That's a hen.
Okay. Just wasn't sure. Maybe I need to go get it out of there.
So Scanes has rewritten the lyrics to the perennial hit Cocaine. Oh my goodness. You guys
You're a mess.
I'm glad most of the people in our chat are my age, because we oh God. Now you definitely get a gold star. You definitely get a gold star for that reference, man.
And what's so bad? Do you remember having to do this number whenever you say it? So bad.
Actually,
we're horrible people.
Actually, Turning Japanese is another one that I think would probably pass muster today, because of because of what it's about.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think anything funk, Faith. I think anything funk will pass muster no matter what. Because I'm Rick James. I know Rick James didn't do it. That was the Daz band.
Oh my.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, we were young. And quite frankly didn't care. And we haven't even hit any rock and roll songs.
No. I heard so many people, especially with heavy metal, that's all devil music. And my grandfather, he was just way cool with it. He's like, I don't know why you listen to that jungle music. And I'm like, because I'm a monkey. We just went with that. You all right there?
Yeah, I got a drinking problem.
Water's
Water's
coming in.
Spilling water. Did you go put them away?
Yeah, they're away.
Okay. All right.
How do you think I knew that everybody was where they're not supposed to be and the door was hanging off?
But did you fix the door?
No, I left it wide open so
you
everybody
did the other
could come
night.
back out. I did not.
One time you did.
Liar.
I'm not lying.
Liar.
Oh, Julie's showing her age. So's Tag.
You're from the 60s. I don't know why you're like.
I came of age in the 80s.
Oh, is that what that? I thought that was
she
when you were born.
She's saying she came of age in the 70s.
Yeah.
Which has got its own set of social issues.
No kidding. That are still going on.
She probably needs a therapist more than I do.
That's funny.
Gee, you and I are the same age right now. Yeah. And when your birthday comes, you're going to be older than me. And I'm sticking with it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
You and Tag both butt heads about that. Tag is only 6 months younger than me, but apparently I'm an old lady. So
Well, I remember correctly. I'm older than
you're
Skanes.
older than Skanes?
Yeah, I'm older than Skanes.
Yeah, Skanes was like, my daughter's coming with me. And so then I was like, oh, wait, what? Now I got to be on my best behavior. And then she's like, oh, no, it's my daughter. And then and then she told me she just turned 40. And I was thinking in my head, there's no way Skanes could have a 40-year-old daughter. Like, she must have been 10 when she had her daughter. Like, girl looks good for her age.
Let's see here. Yeah, Rosie likes Journey, Foreigner, Black Sabbath. I have seen Black Sabbath and I've seen Journey in concert. Never did see Foreigner. I thought you were 6 months younger than me. Oh my gosh.
Older.
Yeah, she's older. Man, that's old.
Yeah, you and Tag both butt heads.
Okay, Kentucky Goat Man. Here's my problem with Sabbath. Ty Iommi is one of the best guitarists ever. I saw them at the 2000 Ozfest, where they were the headliners. It was on their Nativity in Black album, and Rob Zombie played at 7:00 before them, and then they went on after Rob Zombie. They were the last set. Ozzy should have hung it up. I'm serious. Ozzy should have hung it up a long time before they did that concert. Maybe it was 2001. Yeah, it was August of 2001. It was right before 9/11. But yeah, it was not. They did not do a good show. Tommy Iommi ripped it up, but yeah, Ozzy wasn't good. But Rob Zombie, on the other hand, if you ever get a chance to see him, he used to do really good shows.
No, see, she did mean that she was born in the 70s.
Oh.
So yeah, so you're 2 years older than I am.
Oh, okay.
Come October 8th. October 8th is my birthday. I don't turn 51 until October the 8th.
Really?
Yep.
You got a birthday coming up?
I know you never remember my birthday.
Bull crap. No, that is a lie. Don't listen to her, people. She is lying through her teeth on that matter. And you know why? Because she won't let me forget. In fact, what did you say this weekend?
I don't know.
That I needed to take you to a movie.
Oh, well, there's a new movie coming out. And I was like, that actually looks pretty good. And G was like, yeah, I'd like to see that. And I was like, well, maybe that's what we could do for my birthday. Yeah, I didn't mean anything by
Killers
that.
of the Moon, something like that.
I can't remember.
So it's a new DiCaprio movie, which I can get past. I can get past him being in the movie. I can do that. Although I don't want to go to the movie theater. But this movie
we'll pick a better theater.
This movie is about an incident that happened down in Oklahoma in the 1920s, where the rich oil barons were marrying people into the Indian families that owned all the land with oil on it down there, and then they were offing the male relatives so that the husbands of the daughters ended up inheriting the land rights, the oil rights. And I saw a trailer for this. Gosh, they did a pre-trailer like 8 months ago, and I saw it, and so I started looking it up, and it's actually based on a real incident, a real thing that happened down there. I'm sure it's dramatized because it's Hollywood and they can't do anything right, you know.
Eric Clapton, man, forget about that.
KY Goatman said he could never go to a concert. I think everybody should go to one concert in their life.
Yeah, my first concert was Whitney Houston, and then my mom worked for MWR, and so with military discount and stuff, we would get concert tickets dirt cheap. I remember going to Disneyland for $10.
All right, Tag, take it easy.
Night.
Talk to you tomorrow.
Sometimes
I have a
free.
question for you.
And then movies and all that were cheap. Concerts were cheap.
Are you pulling my? Are you really 15? Hanging out with all us old fogies? We will corrupt you if you are that young. Seriously.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Richter says James Brown and BB. I would have loved to seen BB King before he passed away. You know, and Faith saw the trailer. Faith agrees. It looks like it's going to be a really good movie.
Yeah, it'll just be interesting to see. And, just of course, go in there and expect it's going to be over dramatic and have stuff in there that's not true. But you'll get the gist of it if you got a straight mind.
Did everyone share the video? There are only 4. Are we really? Are we that close?
What? Oh, this video?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. The experiment with the shorts really worked out better than I thought it would.
Well, except for the nasty comments.
No, but it was worth it. I've got some. The nasty comments have given me great fodder for more videos.
Careful what you ask for, guys. That's what I'm telling you. You create a monster, and then I have to be back here rolling my eyeballs and going, "What in the world?"
So Terminator says, she says, could you imagine what she was like when she was in it? Like
18.
Not that you're not in your prime now, Terminator. I'm just saying we have to accept the fact that things get harder as we get older. We don't heal up quite as quickly.
Stop. You don't say that to a woman. But
she's amazing now. Imagine how amazing she was back in the day.
I know.
She had all the young Mounties chasing her. Okay, where were we? Fleetwood Mac?
Yeah.
Stevie Nicks was in concert up at the casino recently.
Yes. Yeah.
I had the biggest crush on her.
Yeah, they've had quite a few coming through the casino that are really good, but it's so hard for me whenever they announce it and the commercial comes on, and then you're looking and you're like, man, they look so old. And then you go look in the mirror and you're like, yeah, I'm not going to that concert.
Yeah, I never went to any concerts like that, Faith, but I was a big alternative fan.
Oh, so like Depeche Mode, I totally did. And then so it was so much fun.
I thought you were a Cure
There
fan.
was a big concert. I like Depeche Mode.
Oh.
And so but there was a huge concert, and they had the Bangles, they had the Cure, and man, there was one more that they had. I don't think it was Depeche Mode. I think it was it the one hit wonder, I can't remember her name. Anyway,
Tiffany.
Maybe it was Tiffany. I'm not sure.
Was it in a mall? Because that's where Tiffany did all her shows.
Okay, then no, maybe it wasn't Tiffany. It was something else. Anyway, so we went down there and went down to Mexico. I think I was a freshman in high school, and went down there, and that was so fun. That was a ton of fun. Didn't like the guy that I went with. I wanted to kill him by the time we got back to school.
Skane said she told her daughter about what you said about having to behave because she was coming. She busted out laughing. If she's a little mini me, that I'm not even going to get near that tent.
I know we may have to put up caution tape up around our tent so that everybody can sleep.
So since we're talking about concerts, the best concert I went to, bar none, was on my birthday when I was stationed in Okinawa. They had this big all-day event called the Peaceful Love Concert, and it was just a whole bunch of different bands, different genres and stuff, but it was up at this outdoor amphitheater on the island. And me and 2 other Marines, a girl I was stationed with and my buddy, we hopped in my car. They were like, come on, we're taking you to this for your birthday. So we went up there. And so we're sitting in the stands, and in front of us is a married Air Force couple with their 2 kids. And behind us were these Japanese punk rockers. And when I say punk rockers, I mean mohawks and leather jackets in the middle of July. They were punk rockers. And we had beer, the Japanese guys had Japanese beer, and the Air Force couple had food. And our 3 groups hooked up together, and we just had a blast that entire day. And then George Murasaki, which Murasaki is Japanese for purple, who's a huge artist in Japan, but he did nothing but Deep Purple songs, hence the name Murasaki. But that was best concert I ever went to. Had the most fun. Linkin Park, Disturbed, Metallica. I regret not going and seeing Metallica in Phoenix on the Injustice for All tour. Mm-hmm. That one somebody had tickets. They also had tickets for YouTube in Phoenix for their Red Rock, the one they filmed live at Red Rocks.
For YouTube, is that a band?
YouTube.
Oh, YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube. Did I say YouTube?
You said YouTube,
Oh.
but I may have heard it wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But
Okay. The best concerts I've been to were in Kansas City, the best pipers and drums in America. Some weekend competition classes. We used to love going up to
I had my Almanac shirt on yesterday.
Yep. She had
I love Almanac. They're my favorite.
That's one of the reasons we went up to Estes Park.
Was always to see Almanac.
To see Almanac and then see the drum and pipe.
And then in Kansas City, that band would come out to oh my gosh, why is my mind drawing a blank? Ireland, and they're really good, and they all live in Kansas City.
Oh, not the Mighty Flynn. No. I'll remember it at the most inopportune.
We were on the plane with them, and I thought the friend of mine that
didn't she sit on one of their instruments?
No, she wanted him to take out his violin. Then it was a mess. Anyway, it was funny. Yeah, she was like all
giddy.
We're like, you gotta stop, quit. But he puts his pants on the same way you do.
So love Lincoln Park. I believe Chester was suicided for his work on child trafficking. You know what? I think a lot of this is gonna be happening more. Do you guys hear what happened to Russell Brand? And I cannot believe. First off, if you would have told me several years ago that I'd be sitting here supporting Russell Brand, I would call you a fool, because I did not like the man. He wasn't funny. He's still not funny, and he was just a total turd out of Hollywood. But since then, he's become woke, and I find myself like being surprised by his stances on stuff. Well, they came out now that he's woke and he's exposing all the badness that's going on in the world. Now, the powers that be think that he's a rapist. They're saying he's a rapist and an abuser and stuff. They did not have any problem with his behavior when he was one of their little lefty darlings, ruining the culture. But now that he's trying to make amends and trying to wake people up, now he's a rapist. It's funny how this happens, huh? It's funny how these things happen. They'll protect the miscreants in our society, and then once anybody, the worst thing you can do is turn against the fold. You know what I mean? So yeah, if you get a chance, go out and watch. He did a little 2-minute video today about it, and then JP Reacts is what's the guy's name? The redheaded comedian. He's got a channel called JP Reacts, and he talks about it, and he talks about the situation. And I got it. You have to look at the people making the accusations to begin with. I'm not saying they're true, and I'm not saying they're not true, but what's the Bible say? We shall know them by their fruits. Uh-oh. Did we lose connectivity? Oh, there we go. We're talking now. That's weird. It just it seriously just dropped just 10 comments right at one time. Several women at one time coming out charges. They keep focusing on 16-year-old who was legal in the state they were in, but they have no problem with 12-year-old. Exactly. And I'm not making him up to be a paragon of moral authority now, because he's not. He's like the rest of us. He's a flawed human being, but they're setting out to destroy him. What are you looking at?
Oh, I'm just catching up. I had to go check the freeze dryer.
Yeah. Well, do you have anything else?
I really don't.
We got wars and rumors of war. I guess Azerbaijan and Armenia are shooting each other again,
which is awful. So there's a family in I won't be able to say
Azerbaijan.
Yeah, Azerbaijan.
They're the bad guys. Actually, they're both bad guys.
But they're a homesteading family, and I watch them a lot for like their flatbreads and the stuff that they're farming. And
Are they from Azerbaijan?
Yes, and they do everything by hand, and they're just a wonderful, beautiful family. And the grandbabies are so dang cute, and they participate in as much as they can. And this family, they're great. I wish I could remember the name of that YouTube channel, but they seem like a really great. Don't speak a lick of English, but he tries. And
Faith knows what you're talking about.
yeah, I think they do the best they can, trying to translate ingredients and that kind of thing. And but they're just a really neat family and fun to watch. And I just hate to see with everything that they've built up. I mean, the outdoor oven, and I mean, she just does a lot of stuff. And they've been building. I wondered why they were like really cracking the whip to get stuff done. And they built another home. I think one of the kids are moving in to, and their family are moving on the land to help out. Kind of what I'm gathering. And like I said, they don't speak English, so it's hard to interpret what they're doing. But I imagine them living, doing the same lifestyle that we're trying to build here with community. I imagine they're on the same page. So now I get why they were trying to crack that whip. They were also up against the clock.
Yeah, this is
so it'd be really sad to see something happen to them because they are right in the mountains, and they get their water from the river and the creeks in the spring. And so
wasn't the other guy the chef that we used to watch? Wasn't he from? He was Albanian.
He was Albanian.
He was Albanian.
Mm-hmm.
Albanians are like the hillbillies of Southern Europe, according to the Serbian lady I used to work with.
Yeah, he ran a boys' home or something like that.
No, there was an orphanage. There was an orphanage in the town, and he used to cook for him.
And hunting and doing all of that. And so yeah, it's just
Chula Vista, KYG is a town in
San Diego,
southern San Diego County.
Mm-hmm. It's just north of.
You know that place.
I do.
I know that place too.
It's just north of National City. Chula Vista is not. It wasn't then, so I can't imagine what it is now. Not the place to be hanging out in.
Yeah, it's not the best of neighborhoods.
Right.
It wasn't. At least it wasn't back in the 90s. It
wasn't then, yeah. So, but yeah. So my best friend for, oh my gosh, we're still in contact here and there. And Carrie Ann,
still talk to her?
Yeah, sometimes here and there. Her and her husband
Boone,
and they watch the channel once in a while.
Do they?
And they comment and they said this is exactly what they're trying to head for. They're down in Texas right now, I think. But yeah, she's a cool cat.
Carrie, if you
and I could have really gotten a lot of trouble.
You did get into a lot of trouble.
No.
Yes.
It's not true.
Yes.
Carrie Ann, if you're watching, tell him he's lying. The only trouble we got into was having a bunch of Marines hanging around.
Raising the property values just by showing up is what we were doing.
You're right. So, anyway, but yeah,
we had a good time.
Had a really good time. Yeah. So, but yeah, so always good. And I often thought they're just right in Texas. I don't know why we don't just try to go down there and visit with them, but
money
and time, time more than anything.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we could always meet in Oklahoma for lunch or something.
Okay, one more thing before we go. One more thing. Well, there's a reason I'm going here, so just bear with me. So when we were working on that house this weekend, it got me thinking. Had we had the community 2.5 years ago, whenever we started building our cabin on Tag's place,
we could have had that knocked out.
That would have been built in a day.
Yep.
The entire cabin would have been built in a day.
Yep.
And then what happens when I lose my job? We're living out at Tag's place instead of living here.
Not now.
No, but we would have landed in that cabin with a 40-foot container with all our stuff in it.
Yeah, we'd still be out there.
We would have been setting up shop there. Mm-hmm. What does that do for the way the community develops here that we've got now? I was thinking about that.
It keeps us all on our own land.
Well, no, it puts us co-located with somebody, and it changes the entire dynamics. And I don't think
like in a good way or a bad way. I guess.
Well, no, it just would have been different. And I told Tag yesterday, I said, there's no guarantee that had that happened that we would all been there building that house yesterday. So it got me thinking. With the decisions we make now,
every decision you make is an economical decision,
and they're going to affect what we do.
Spag's quote.
Yeah, it's going to affect what we do down the road. So we need to make sure when we're making the decisions today, you can't know what the complete ramifications are going to be, but we got to be aware that there are going to be ramifications. All right. So, do you got anything?
I don't, guys.
Do you guys got anything? Kind of, we've been talking a lot tonight, and you know what? This is just as much your forum as it is our forum.
Yeah.
Even though I can banhammer anybody, which makes me feel powerful.
Anyway. All right, guys. Until next time, be at least 1% better tomorrow than you were today.
All right.
And until.
Go live a life done free.
There you go.
All right, you guys, everybody, go take care. All right. And we will see you guys.